All right, let's talk about week one of the NFL and review every game. So we'll start off with a game that it's I guess it's less fresh in everybody's mind, but it's a Thursday night game, and I would plan on every week talking about games on Tuesday, just all 16 or whatever games are on at once. So this one, we'll run through these quickly too, because there are 16 games to talk about. Ravens, Chiefs. Chiefs are still good. Ravens are also still good. I really don't think anything needs to be said. I mean, the emergence of Isaiah Likely. Really liked Isaiah Likely at Coastal Carolina. Was surprised he fell in the fourth round, and now he's going to, or seemingly overtake Mark Andrews, who they are planning as or played as an inline tight end the entire day, which is really surprising. Sucks for fantasy owners. I'm not one of them, and I have Mark Andrews, or I have the first waiver wire pick this week, so I get Isaiah Likely, so I'm kind of happy about that. But anyway, yeah, the Chiefs are still good. Xavier Worthy also electric. And Rashee Rice is, we'll see about the suspension, but he's seemingly going to take a huge step up in year two. And there's just no telling what's going to happen with Rashee Rice if he's going to get suspended like right when the playoffs start. But I still think they're fine. Now, this is the one game this week I didn't get the opportunity to watch. I watched every other game. This one I did not. So I can't give the best analysis on this, but all I'm going to say is Saquon is very good, and obviously, and the Packers could be screwed for the next month. I mean, we're giving Willis a starting job fully. I'm very interested to see how he plays with a full starting role, preparing as a starter for the next 4 or 5 weeks. I don't know if they have a bye, but that's going to be really interesting. That's really all I'm going to say about this is the Packers could end up, I'm pretty sure they do have a tough stretch going on. They survive, and let's say Love is hurt for the next 4 weeks. Let's say he heals quickly. They go 2-2, 3-1. That's amazing, obviously. But if they sputter, go 1-3, or even 0-4, and they're starting the season 0-5, 2-4, which I don't think, or 0-5, or like 1-4, that could be a problem. This game was a mess. I mean, obviously, there was 1 touchdown and 28 points scored. I mean, Chris Boswell, like, the kickers, by the way, I'll say this now, the kickers this week, I meant something we have never seen in any level of football before, how good the kickers were this week. And we have Chris Boswell scoring 18 points himself. And how many kicks? I think 3 kicks above 50 yards, which is insane. Falcons disappointed me, man. This offense disappointed me. Pitts looks like finally he's going to break out. He had a good day. Drake London disappointed. Kirk Cousins disappointed. Bijan Robinson was okay. He wasn't great. Offense disappointed. Defense played great. I do expect pretty big things from this Falcons defense. I still think they're right there in division the contenders, but the way the Bucs played, I would not call them the favorites anymore, which I think probably odds-wise in most people's predictions they were the favorites going in. And TJ Watt, man, his stat line was good. It was great. He had a great stat sheet, and it showed nothing compared to how good he is. And I think Max Crosby took so much hype away from everybody else going to this year. TJ Watt's still TJ Watt, man. Cards, Bills. This ended up being, let's call it probably the most entertaining game of this week. And Cardinals, great start, 17-3, and they just fell apart, which I'm not going to blame them. They were 6.5-point dogs coming into this game. They were projected to be one of the worst teams in the NFL, I think. And now I'm regretting my pick for them because I had them at 4-13. They can win 6 or 7 games, man. They played really well this game. Their offense, Marvin Harrison had 1 catch. He did get wide open in the end zone, and Kyler missed him. But Kyler played great. Kyler played amazing. He was one of the better quarterbacks of this week, which the quarterback play was not good this week. He was one of the few that actually had a really good game. And, was Dortch getting involved? Who else was getting involved? Trey McBride, obviously. But it was outside of Marvin Harrison was getting involved. And they were still able to put up 28 points in Buffalo, traveling cross country. And then the Bills came back. Josh Allen played out of his mind. Killed me in fantasy. I'm not going to talk about fantasy anymore, but he just destroyed me in fantasy, and I'm kind of pissed off about it. 4 total touchdowns, though. if the I'm more I don't really care about the Bills because the Bills made a comeback. They got their shit together halfway through the game, and yeah, but I'm way more impressed by the Cardinals' performance. Again, one of just the messy games. Just there was a lot. There's too many messy games. It was very very sloppy play around the NFL this week. It kind of I don't want to say it felt worse, more sloppy than college, dude. Very sloppy. This game, Titans go up 17-0. They're dominating. Levis is playing well through the first quarter and a half, and it fell apart. Completely fell apart. The quarterback play in this was horrendous. I meant 180 total yards and what? Like one touchdown, one pick or something. Levis was one of the dumbest, one of the worst interceptions ever. Ever is a stretch, but just a horrifically bad interception. And I mean, how? Like, you're falling to your knees and you're throwing a shovel pass. Can't even say rookie mistakes anymore. He ain't a rookie. Tyreek Stevenson takes it back. That's a pick six to win the game. He also had a punt block return for a touchdown. I don't even know how they got the third touchdown or the first touchdown I remember. But no offensive touchdowns for the Bears. End up winning the game somehow. And first rookie QB since 2002. Or first start for a QB. Or week one, something like that. Yeah, I think it's first rookie QB starting week one to win since David Carr in 2002. So I guess to win a game like this is, I think, a good sign for the Bears that they can have a really good season, because if you're winning games when you're not putting up any offensive touchdowns, that's probably a good sign. I don't know. But also you got to put up offensive touchdowns eventually, which I think that will come. The biggest upset and the biggest surprise of this week was New England going to Cincinnati and beating them. And I mean, it's just shitty performance by the Bengals. Joe Burrow did not have a good day. Jamar Chase played okay despite holding in. He had 6 catches. He had 62 yards. T. Higgins was out. Tyler Boyd's presence is missed. I think that's Colton Irwin is not a great replacement for them. There is definitely a need at wide receiver. And I don't know, man. They didn't play well. I mean, there was no running game, too. You could see Mixon's presence missed. You can see a lot of presence missed on this Bengals team, on this offense. Maybe they get it back and they're fine. Maybe not. If they're not, the team we just watched is a 7-win team, an 8-win team. And they are very capable of winning the Super Bowl still. Now for New England, I mean, great job by that defense, I guess. And I want to say more, but it's not even going to be the starting quarterback in hopefully a few weeks. I want to see Drake May play at one point. But I guess good win for the Patriots. This game was also electric. Let's talk about the Texans first. Their offense, I meant Joe Mixon, what an addition. I meant really made a difference. 150 on the ground and a TD? Yeah. The Stephon Diggs 2 touchdowns. I mean, the offensive additions were amazing. This offense is super elite. And for the Colts, I didn't expect their offense to play as well as they did. I mean, Anthony Richardson, the completion percentage was not there. Not even close. He's went like for 9 for 20 or something. But damn, is he electric. I really hope he cannot get hurt this year. He is way too fun to watch. There's still so much that needs to be touched up on. But that throw, the fadeaway 65 yards of air throw, that's what I see. And that's all I give a shit about. Because it's insane. And, I mean, his arm strength is crazy. I don't even know how much he ran for. Can I see? Stats. Yeah, let's look. Stats, Colts, rushing. No, rushing. 6 for 56 and a touchdown. Yeah, 9 for 19, 212, and yeah, okay. So, yeah, 2 electric teams. I had the Colts at 8 and 9. They're definitely better than that. Let me find my words. This is going to be a great division race. Hopefully, I think it really could be like a great 11 to 11 or 11 to 12 win, 10 win teams that are just fighting each other for the division the entire year. And no, I was going to say, do they play week 12? They do not. Or week 18, which it kind of sucks. but this was going to be a great division race. These two teams are really good. It really just depends on Richardson's health. But I damn know the Texans are a Super Bowl contender. A very strange game in South Florida, indeed. I meant Jaguars go up 14-0. They look great. Trevor Lawrence looked great, too. I want to see his stats, too. Stats. 12 for 21. Again, not a lot of air yards. He didn't throw the ball a lot. Not a lot of air yards. That throw to Brian Thomas was absolutely incredible. Brian Thomas is going to be a really good player. He scores in college, comes in the NFL, starts scoring more. That Travis Etienne fumble is stupid. You got it. I'm at 1 yard line. You got to have the best ball security you can possibly have on the 1 yard line, and you get it punched out. Instead of a 24-7 game, you have a 17-7 game with the Dolphins having all the momentum they used to win the game. And Tyreek Hill did not lose a beat despite everything that happened that morning. And I'm at Goodwood for the Dolphins. Jaguars easily could have had this game. They let it slip through their fingers, which unfortunately the past 2 seasons we have been saying that a lot about the Jaguars. So they have to play better in the clutch. They have to hold on to leads, or this season could be ugly, because this is definitely a team that can be a playoff team. I can't say any contenders for anything, but past couple of years they've been a playoff team. They're definitely still that this year. I know they're not getting enough hype, or not enough hype. Not getting a lot of hype, but they if they clean up those silly mistakes, they're definitely a good team. There's nothing to say about this game. The Panthers are super bad. The Giants suck. It's going to be a really not fun season in watching football for the Giants. Sam Darnold, though. Sam Darnold looked really good, and if he is really good, Vikings are definitely a playoff team, because quarterback was a question. Sam Darnold's going to play like this, or if it's just the Giants helping him out. Yeah. I think he ended up being, like, there was not many quarterbacks who threw for 200 yards, and he was one of them. And then the Giants, I meant 6 points. You let up more points. You gave the Vikings more points, the offense did, than the defense. So, I mean, there's just nothing to say. Daniel Jones is really, really bad. The offense still sucks. What a difference a year makes, man. I mean, going from giving up 63 points to 10 points is a pretty good swing. Chargers, so slow start to the offense, but J.K. Dobbins got rolling. He's probably going to take over the number 1 back spot over Gus Edwards. I think it's going to be less of splitting carries. Herbert didn't play great, but he played fine. Ladd McConkey had a great game. He's probably the number 1 target for the Chargers. Raiders, I mean, yeah, there's going to be a lot of problems on offense this year with just the quarterback situation and the running back room. Zamir White, popular pick. Fantasy, popular pick to, have a good season. No, the running back room is completely dog shit. And this offense is probably going to hold the Raiders down the entire year. And even though they have, like, the best duo in football on the defensive line in Crosby and Wilkins. So, kind of sucks, but what you going to do? Seahawks, Broncos. Geno played good, and Kenneth Walker, slow start to the entire game. And he ended up turning it up in the second half. Broncos, Knicks, struggled. Obviously, he's a rookie quarterback. I don't expect him not to. And, that's really all I can say about this game. Cowboys come in, they make Dak the highest paid quarterback in NFL history, and then they go and blow the shit out of the Browns. Deshaun Watson is awful. Awful. I don't want to say. I wanted to see him do good, but I don't. I can't. You can't say that. You can't say you want him to do good. And, the Browns came in here, number 1 defense, and I was on the other side. I was like, their defense is fucking overrated. And guess what? They gave up 33 points to the Cowboys at home, and which was where they were having strengths with their strength with defense was playing at home. And it's going to be a rough season in Cleveland. I think Dallas, good team. Dallas is good. Not everybody likes to hear it, but Dallas is good. No team in the NFL impressed me more than the Buccaneers did this week. Baker. We talked about shitty quarterback performances. 6 incompletions, 289 yards, and 4 TDs? Yeah. Did the QB throw for 3 TDs besides Baker Mayfield? I don't know. I know it's week 1, but he's the front runner for MVP by far. At this point, yeah. Week 1, who gives a shit? He is. And the defense played well. They look super impressive. I think it was pretty neck and neck. Who in the division, the Falcons or Bucks, or was it close? I had the Bucks ultimately in the end in my predictions, and Now I don't even think it's close. The way the Falcons play this week, the Bucks, I know. Don't draw conclusions from one game. You know, you can observe, but what I observed was one team was super, super good and one team was eh. And Washington, Jaden Daniels, electric. I meant 88 yards on the ground, 16 carries, 2 TDs, 17 for 824, good completion percentage, and like 184 and 0 TD, 0 picks. Dan Quinn came out and said he needs to throw to open receivers more. I can't watch. I don't have film access, so I can't say if there was like who's missing guys, who's missing reads. I assume if Dan Quinn's coming out and saying that, yeah, he is, which is fine. It was his first game, but he played the best out of any rookie quarterback, probably as any rookie too. He had a great performance. Really excited to see him the rest of the year, and just hopefully he doesn't injure himself running so much. Rams Lions. So Rams. Puka ended up getting hurt. He's on IR. That could be a problem real fast. And Cooper Kupp looked like 2022 Cooper Kupp. Like 13, 12 catches or something like that. 100 yards and score. Stafford, besides that really, really stupid red zone pick, looked good. And then the Lions, they made a comeback in this game. What were they down? I don't even remember. They're down late. They end up coming back, winning this game in overtime. Overtime to start Sunday Night Football is great. What else do I want to say on this? Amon-Ra played. He didn't get anything. Nothing. Really nothing. Jameson Williams. This is the breakout of Jameson Williams, though. And I expect Amon-Ra St. Brown to be one of the best receivers in the NFL, too. And now having a deep threat like J-Mo, this offense is so electric. It was already electric before, but if J-Mo is going to be one of the better receivers in the NFL and one of the, if not the best deep threat in the NFL outside of Tyreek Hill, then this offense expands so much more. And they already have creative play calling. I can't even imagine how it's going to open up now. And yeah, I had the Lions as my preseason Super Bowl pick, and nothing made me think I was wrong from this game. All right, so the final game, it was Monday Night Football, 49ers Jets, and of course they announced Christian McCaffrey out like 2 hours before the game. Screwed over a lot of people, including me. I said it was going to be the last time. It's not. Anyway, and it didn't. I don't want to say it didn't make a difference, but Jordan Mason comes in and let's look real quick. 28 carries, 147 yards, and a TD. Yeah. Comes in, fills that role completely. The 49ers can grab a guy from the stands and put him at running back, and he would have a good game. That line, the blocking schemes by Kyle Shanahan, which are amazing. And, yeah, Purdy played well, and Debo played great. Debo played really, really well. Ayuk, though, you saw Peyton Manning, if anybody watched it on the Manning cast, and Peyton Manning went off on him, and he deserves it. You hold out the entirety, and now you're dropping balls. Like, that's the reason you don't hold out. I still think it's the dumbest thing. Hassan Reddick may never play in the NFL again and lose $5 million in the process because he decided to hold out. And for the Jets, guess what the Jets were missing? A pass rush. That was the problem with the Jets. They look like they had no pass rush, and that's what you get Hassan Reddick for. So now, one, that gives Hassan Reddick more leverage to get a contract extension, and I don't know, it's just a mess. The whole Hassan Reddick thing is a mess. I don't even want to talk about it. The Jets, okay, and they played the Niners. Yeah, offense wasn't great. Rodgers wasn't tremendous this game. He made some great throws. He made some great throws. Maybe I'm putting too much blame on Rodgers by even saying he didn't even play great. Line wasn't great, though. He was under pressure a lot. And I know it's a newer offensive line. They're getting coherent. They're trying to gel together still. But I expect the team to get better, too. And I don't even care if Hassan Reddick plays at this point. It's his fault. So that's it. That's 16 games talked about. That's a lot. And so thank you guys for watching. Discord server is out tomorrow. It's crazy. Out tomorrow. All right. See y'all.